My bad. Had to get that mic going. What up? What up? What up? Appreciate y'all being in the joint. I was gonna simulcast this to the other channel, man, but I decided not to. We're gonna leave that channel what it is, and we're gonna leave this channel what it is. We ain't got time to play no game. We ain't crossing no lines, baby. We ain't crossing no lines. Let's give the people a minute to get up in the joint. Appreciate y'all being in the joint, as a matter of fact. Stan, what's good with you, man? Tez, I see you. Mike Larry, what up? Freight Night, what up with you, man? DeMel, what up with you, man? Salute, salute. Welcome to the family. Will Monroe, welcome to the family, man. Appreciate you. Bailey, appreciate you joining the family, man. Appreciate it. Royal T, salute to you, man. Salute. King Will, I see you, man. I see you. Mark Nelson, what up with you, man? Let's give the people a few minutes to get up in the joint, man. Let everybody come in and say their hellos before we go incognito. Y'all know we got to do it. Zay B, what up with you, man? Snow, what up? What up? Swerther Wizard, salute, family, salute. Black Suit, my brother, what's good? Salute. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate y'all brothers being in the joint, man. Appreciate everybody being in the joint, man. Let's get ready to do it, man. We're going to let everybody come in and say their hellos before we close the show. Mr. G, what up? CK1 Wave, man, I see you. What up with you? I still got Black Suit on the screen, huh? 240. Let's get the people, man. Probably about let's go ahead and give them about another 2.5 minutes to get in here, man. Hope everybody been having a blast all week so far, man. You know, today was hump day. We all had to get our grind on today. Middle of the week, trying to wrap it up strong. Got 2 more days to wrap it up strong, man. Sabbath day coming up, man. I can't wait for that day of rest, man. I can't wait for it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm telling you, I am. Jason Ford, what up with you, man? The reason for this topic today, man, is I did a show on the Good Afternoon with Alpha Running Me channel. Y'all go subscribe to that if you haven't subscribed to it already. Good Afternoon with Alpha Running Me. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to that. Man, I did a show over there yesterday, and somebody in the comments said, how you gonna listen to this guy? 1 minute he talking about God and being spiritually astute, and then next minute he talking about pimp principles. So I said, man, you know what? Let me go over here to the main channel, because it might be some other people with that ideology, and I need to go ahead and break that thing down so we can understand that the ism come from God. The prism of the ism come from the word of God. The pimp principles, I plucked every one of them from the word of God. I plucked them. They right here in the Bible, every one of them. Everything I represent is right here. So I just picked 15 of them, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I could have just stayed in Proverbs the entire time. But I did want to start with Genesis so we could define the relationship between man and woman. So we can see that everything I say about the prism of the ism is the way God intended for it to be. And if men stuck with that, then relationships, marriage, family, everything will be in better shape, because men they run things with an iron fist like they're supposed to run it, instead of letting a woman tap in all the time, man, and jump off, man, like she got some type of power and control. KT, what's good with you, man? Salute. Tony Tuck, I see you, Tuck. So let's get it, man. We got 15 more seconds, and we're gonna go ahead and get it in, man. And this is for the diehard, man. This is for the diehard, the diehard in here, man. Like this some of that real spill, man. We gonna jump off. Because I want y'all to understand, man, that even my first live stream I did on this channel, man, was top 10 game rules I learned from P's. But for real, I ain't learning from pimps, man. It come out the word. I don't do that, man. The word don't support, bro. I just ain't gonna do it. All right, so let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. All right, man. Look, you want to be a part of this live chat? Go ahead to the main channel page, because y'all know what we about to do. About to go incognito right now. Next to the subscribe button, you'll see that join button. Click that join button, man. Go into the kiosk and come back out with us. You're ready to kick it with us, man. So let's get ready to do this. All right. Before we establish anything, when it comes to men and women and marriage and family and the relationships and all of that, and even dating, if you want to include that, which I don't date, first you have to establish the relationship between man and woman. So we can get out of this you thinking that maybe the woman is God and the woman is responsible for birth and she's responsible for this and she creates life and all of this. What better way to go to it than to talk about creation? So we're going to start from the beginning. All right? We're going to start from the beginning. Now, so we're going to use these as our elephants in the room. And y'all know, I got that thing right here with me. Y'all see it been studied for a long time. It been studied. See what I mean? That thing been studied, man. So let's jump off into it. Now, the first elephant in the room is going to be Genesis 2:18. Genesis 2:18, the word says, and the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him. A helpmeet is a helper fit for him. That's all it is, a helper. Woman was created as a helper. It is not good that man should be alone. Now, I want you to think about this. It didn't say, because I want man to reproduce, because reproduction wasn't an option. Man was going to live forever. Wasn't no need to reproduce. It was going to be this man and this woman living forever, right? So it didn't say nothing about that. It didn't say so you could have a mate. It didn't say a help mate. We ain't talking about mating. We're talking about a help meet. The woman was put here to serve the man, to service you in whatever way you saw fit. A helper fit for him. Who decides how she's fit? You decide how she's fit. This ain't me saying this. I'm reading it right here. You understand me? I ain't making this up, y'all. Look, I didn't write this down. You know what I'm saying? It's right here on these pages right here. And this Bible is old. This Bible was published in 1973. So that's the first thing. She was created for one purpose. It didn't say 5, 6, 7, 8 things. It didn't say to be power. It didn't say to be equal. It didn't say to be nothing. She was created strictly because God felt like man was alone and needed someone to help him with all the responsibilities he had. So he was responsible for all of this. He was responsible for having dominion over the animals and all of that. But we'll look at that some other time. I ain't trying to get into all that. You looking at all that. Well, let's get into it. And out of the ground the Lord formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living thing, that was the name thereof. That was the name thereof. So the bird that the woman liked so much, it was named by a man. The cows that she eats so much, it was named by a man. The snake that she fears so much was named by a man. Let's go ahead. And Adam gave names to all the cattle and to the fowl of the air and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an helpmeet, which is a helper fit for him. And the Lord caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept, and took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which God had taken from man made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. Now, people say, now later on it says, well, God made man and woman, but we see the order right there. Man was here. God made man from woman. So how is woman the source of life when the source of the first woman was the body of the man? All right? But we ain't going to get into that. That's a little bit too deep. But that ain't what we're trying to do today. All right. So now that we got that established, her purpose, when she was created, why she was created, who's her boss, all of that. All right. So now let's get into elephant number 2. Elephant number 2 is Genesis. Well, I already read it. My bad. Now, elephant number 2 is Genesis 3. Elephant number 3, rather, is Genesis 3, verses 1 through 6. Let's peep game on that. Now, the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, hath God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, ye shall not eat of it, Neither shall you touch it lest ye die. Now, the first thing I want you to understand is if she belonged to Adam, what's she doing talking to somebody else? You ain't got no business doing no reckless eyeballing, no reckless jaw jacking, no none of that. When somebody asks you something about that, you say, I don't know. Let me go ask my man. Let me call Adam. Let me ask Adam. Now, by the same token, Adam didn't understand, man, that you can only trust your woman as far as you can see her. She over there getting in trouble. Over there being misled. Over there being misguided. Over there being led against what you saying. Why? Because there was something beguiling about the way she was being spoken to. All right, let's keep going. And the serpent said unto the woman, you shall not surely die. For God doth know that in the day that you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise. And she took of the fruit thereof and did eat. And here's the catcher. And gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Now, I will never blame that woman for Adam eating what he shouldn't have eaten. I'll never blame that woman. I blame that woman for eating it herself. Now, what Adam should have done, could have done, would have done, if he wasn't emotionally attached to the woman, ain't no way he would have went against God for the woman. Ain't no way he would have. But he did. Which means that evil knows the quickest way to get to a man is a man that's weakened by his love for a woman by going through the woman. This is why you never fall in love with the woman. You can't. Because if you fall in love with the woman, you're going to follow her to the ends of the earth. She will become your leader. Why? Because she is the master of emotion. It's not about falling in love with her because love is bad. It's about falling in love with her, not falling in love with her because when you fall in love, become emotionally attached, she becomes your master because she is the master of the emotional realm, brother. And that's why God tells us, love me with all your heart. Don't give your heart to a woman. Love me with all your heart and all your might. That way you can protect yourself from the emotional attachment that comes from when you fall for a woman. And when you fall for a woman, she ain't got to be your helpmeet no more. You be trying to give her the sun, the rain, the moon, the stars, and the mountains. But that ain't enough for her. She had the stars, the rain, the moon, and the mountain. But it wasn't enough. Nothing is ever enough for her. And when nothing is enough for her, you're going to follow her because you all in love. Now, let's look at this as well. The last elephant, matter of fact, this is number 15, but we're going to make it number 1. Genesis 3:16. Unto the woman. Now, this is when he was given the punishment for their sin. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Rule over thee. Now, this is for you men that have wives. You shall rule over her. It didn't say if he a good man. He obviously ain't talking to a good man. He's talking to a man that went against him and sinned against him. He ain't say if he a good man. He ain't say if he a strong man. He ain't say if he a powerful man. He said your desire shall be to your husband, and he shall rule over you, which means you never bow down to a woman. You never put the woman in pole position in the race, man. You put her in the lab position back in the 20th place. She ain't never supposed to win the race. She just supposed to be in there so she can say, so she won't be able to say, yo, kill me out the race. Now you in the race, you just in the back so you won't get in the way. This ain't me talking this. This is the Most High talking this, man. Everything that I saw watching them peas, man, growing up, it was validated by this book. You understand me? I saw why they do. I saw why they got the best result out of everybody with women. Why you gonna listen to some sucker that tied into some marriage with a woman that he ain't even attracted to no more because he's stuck in it? When you got these guys out here that have phenomenal result, the result that you want to have, they had a result you want to have with one woman, with 8 women, 10 women, 15 women. Why? Because there's a certain way as a man you're supposed to interact with a woman. You understand me? And it's with dominion and from a position of power. You understand? If she ain't gonna give you no shut up as an obedience, you must get out of her life with expedience. Send her on her way, man. You understand me? Send her on her way. Now, let's get into the real deal. Proverbs, which is the most phenomenal prism of the ism book in the entire word, man. I'm going to tell you. Proverbs is a monster, and we about to get into it. You understand me? All right. Let's get these couple of super chat before we get started, man, because we're going to run through these kind of quick. I don't want to keep y'all in here all day, man. Black Suit, appreciate the 5-bone, man. The more you dive into the word, the more you realize feminism, partnerships, etc., is really spiritual warfare on earth. Man, that's all it is. All those things are designed to weaken you as a man so you want to assume your natural position as the leader. It don't really matter, man, listen, it don't really matter what your life is. So when I say, nah, you can't get a modern woman to follow you if you ain't got nothing, I ain't saying you ain't supposed to lead. You just ain't going to have no modern woman. You know what I mean? You just gonna have no modern woman. Listen, man, if you're a man in America and you make $65,000, $70,000 a year, an Americanized woman who make $30,000 a year gonna act like for some reason that ain't good enough for her when you make twice what she make. But a woman from another culture, she gonna bow down and worship you and submit like she's supposed to in that situation. You know what I mean? If you notice, God never told the woman what she shouldn't eat. He told Adam. Adam had to tell his woman. Adam told her. Adam showed her the way. And then Adam let her go and be on her own like she could be trusted to do that. Look around you. Look at a woman who ain't got no guidance and see what her life look like. It don't matter what kind of money she make, what kind of career she get, what kind of fame she got, or none of that. Look at the woman with no guidance and see what her career doing. You know what I'm saying? Perfect example. Look at Megan Thee Stallion's career right now. She just dropped her first project, solo, charted, did pretty good. But what happened? The motion is gone. She ain't nearly as popular as she was when she was signed to 300. When she was signed over there with Carl, y'all know what I'm talking about, the baseball player. So, but let's get back into it. We don't want to get too sidetracked. All right, Proverbs 5:3-6. For the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell. Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life, her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. What we know about women, they all over the place. Emotionally, they one way, this way. The next day, they this way. One day they love you. The next day they hate you. The first day when you marry her, she at the wedding crying and talking about how much she love you and about to pass out and do all that. And she doing all that. 5 years later, she got you in the courtroom on the other side of the courtroom declaring war on everything you stand for. Why? Because she's inconsistent and volatile. You can't trust her to be consistent. You can't trust her to be focused. You can't trust her to be who she says she is through and through, time after time. And she'll turn around and say that you're the one that changed, but in her mind, you changed because she thinks she's still the same. You can marry a woman, man, and a woman be 135 pounds. I'm talking about, man, fine brown frame. 10 years later, the woman, 335 pounds, and she's sitting talking about, you don't desire her no more. You don't make her feel good no more. You don't make her feel beautiful no more. Well, baby, if I thought you were beautiful at 135, I don't think you're beautiful at 335. You got to go find a man who think you're beautiful at 335. Because that ain't me. If I thought you were beautiful at 335, then I wouldn't have got you at 135. But in her mind, she didn't change. You did. This is what you got to deal with. That's why you have to rule her, because without your guidance, she's going to be all over the place. She's going to be up and down, to and fro, all over the place. When Job asked Satan, what have you been doing? He said, just moving through the earth, up and down, to and fro. That's how women move, up and down, to and fro. That's all they do, over and over again. All right, let's get into it. What did we say we're going through? 6. All right, there we go. Now, the next one. Proverbs 6:23-26. Wait a minute, did I do that right? Okay. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life, to keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. Now, let me tell you something. If a man and woman live together like husband and wife, whether they're legally married or not, that is not a chance you should take. That looks like a marriage to me. I don't care what nobody else say. That looks like a marriage to me. And so I'm not finna go in there. But she'll draw you right in there. She hunts for the precious soul, man. She hunts for you. Let me tell you something, brothers. What is a strange woman? What does it say? Neither let her take thee with her eyelids. What do these women do with those eyelids? They put them big old lashes on there. A woman with big old lashes on her eyes, that's a strange woman. That ain't a normal woman. Strange don't mean from Mars. Strange mean unlike a normal woman. So you find me a woman with fake hair on her head, fake eyelashes. She got a fake butt. She got fake boobs. She got fake nails. She got fake teeth. That's 6 parts of that woman that's fake. Anything that's not normal is strange. Right? If you're a fried chicken eater and you go somewhere and you order a leg, you order a chicken wing, and it look like a Hulk wing. I'm talking about, listen, I'm talking about the drumming part of that wing about this big. You're going to look at that, you're going to say, man, that's a strange piece of chicken right there. It's still a wing, it's still fried, but it's a strange piece, ain't it? It don't overcomplicate things when you hear these words like strange. Strange simply means abnormal. That ain't normal. None of that is normal. So there's your strange woman with her eyelids. I'm telling you, you have to understand that men and women are meant to be natural the way that God created us. And if you're dealing with a woman who's not that way, and then you're dealing with a woman, man, who probably gonna bang you to a piece of bread, homie. Because by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread. What that mean? That mean that all she want is paper. And if you're dealing with them, you hear tricks all the time. Tell my man, you got to trick on them. You got to spend the money on them. Okay, well, what's gonna happen when you hit a financial hard spot? When you hit a financial rough spot? Because here's the thing, brothers, and this real talk. This is the reality of it. Once you start giving, you can't stop. You stop giving, the woman is gone. And you as a man, the more you give, the more you have around, the more you like her. That's how we're built. That's how we're built as man. That's why so many men date, just have this rotation of women that they date. Bring them in, send them out. Bring them in, send them out. Why? Because if we have one woman around us too long as men, we develop an affinity for that woman. Why? Because we start to see the value that she brings to our lives, even though she is a detriment as well. You start to see the value. Bring a woman around, let her stay at your crib for a week. You're going to see all kind of benefits of having her around, right? I don't care how clean you keep your house as a man. Your house going to be cleaner. You know what I'm saying? Your food going to be cooked. You're going to have that in-house loving. You know? You let her stay longer though, man. She start adding the feminine touch to things. She leave and come back, man. She done went to one of these stores, man, to come back, man, with a new paper towel holder for you, man, a new all type of thing. Putting that feminine touch in there, you start to see the benefits. But there's detriment there. Because she is a strange woman. All right, let's get into this next one. We're going to stay in 6. We're going to go to Proverbs 6, 28 through 35. Can one go upon hot coals and his feet not be burned? So he that goeth in to his neighbor's wife, whosoever toucheth her, shall not be innocent. Men do not despise a thief if he steal to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. But if he be found, he shall restore sevenfold. He shall give all the substance of his house. But whoso committed adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. A wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. Man, an adulterous woman will ruin you. It will ruin you. So you stay away from these men brawls. You hear, man, listen, you look at some of the reasons why these young rappers are getting knocked off so fast, knocked off, going to prison, doing all that. Look at the things they talk about. They love to brag about sleeping with other men and women. They brag about it all the time. To them, it's a badge of honor. They don't even understand how much of a badge of dishonor it is. See, when I say apply the prism of the ism to the square world, I'm talking about these. I'm talking about these right here. Why you think Pimp was so hard on a woman for reckless eyeballing? Because a woman is bound. It's up to you as a man to not sleep with that woman. She game for it. They game for anything. That's the second time we have saw where you gotta, as a man, you gotta avoid the adulterous woman. Because they're all adulterous. You understand? We'll get when we get to the last one, we'll get into the one woman that is not adulterous. And that's gonna let you know the only woman you should consider for any type of serious committed relationship, any type of monogamy. There's only one woman on earth, one type of woman on earth who deserves monogamy. And it's not these adulterous women. It's not the whorish woman who will bring you to a piece of bread. It's not her. So you got to avoid the trap of these women, bruh. When you're moving around out here, just because she's beautiful, don't mean that. These guys out here be literally, willingly going after men's wives. And then blame the man. Man, I'm tougher than you. Nah, man, you weak. You're weak if you sleep with another man's wife. You didn't take her. She was going to sleep with somebody anyway. She was looking for somebody to use for her own benefit, for her own Jezebel spirit extraction. That's what she was looking for. That's why you look around and a woman would be a side chick to a married man. She don't really care about the other woman. If she don't care about another woman, I'll make you think she care about a man, dog. You got to spiritually guide yourself and protect yourself and make sure that certain qualities of women you're not dealing with. You understand me? So that's why I don't call this the ism. I call it the prism of the ism. This is the epitome of the game. The epitome of the game is moving according to the word. Now, if the word don't say it's wrong, I'm gonna do it. I don't do no extra thinking. I don't try. Well, I wonder what God will feel about that. I look in His word. If it ain't in there, I'm gonna do it. Cause everything it say don't do, I ain't gonna do it. But if it don't say don't do it, it's game. It's fair game. But sleep with another man's wife, that ain't fair game, brothers. That is off limits. That is off limits. Now, let's keep going. Let's go to Genesis 7 through 11. All right. And behold, among the simple ones, I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding, a dummy, passing through the street near her corner, and he went the way to her house. And in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot and subtle of heart. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. Loud and stubborn. Think about how many loud and stubborn women we see right now, especially all over social media. Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner. So she caught him and kissed him, and with an impudent face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me. This day have I paid my vows. Therefore I came forth to meet thee diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. Now, why is a woman telling you that? That's the beguiling lips. Notice the simple ones, the ones void of understanding. If you're void of understanding, you don't understand nothing. Void of understanding means void. It means you have no understanding. That means understanding of self, understanding of righteousness, understanding of spiritual astuteness, understanding of man versus woman, understand what manhood means, what masculinity means, understanding what femininity means. You are void of understanding. A woman can smell that on you. She can see that on you. The Jezebel spirit seeks what? What does it say? The adulteress hunts the precious soul. If you know nothing, you're an empty soul. That's a soul. The precious to her now, not precious to God. She hunts the precious soul, the soul that she can infiltrate very quickly. And if you're a man who ain't been had no women and you're going to get caught up with any woman that look good, that's dressed scantily clad and want to be with you. That's why so many men, so many wealthy men end up having babies with strippers and all these scallywags and all of that. You think about how many men have done that. You think about Jermaine Dupri was with Janet Jackson and they broke up because he had a baby with a stripper. Think about that. The man was into the money. But listen, he could have applied the prism of the ism in 100 million different ways. But he couldn't maintain because he's void of understanding. So what'd he do? He go have a baby with a stripper. Man, it ain't even about sleeping with the stripper, bro. You weren't even protecting yourself or your woman. You just went in. Now, let's listen to her describe that situation. This is what she's saying. Now, we kept going on past 11. We're going to finish this whole chapter. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh and aloes and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love unto the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves. For the good man is not at home. He is gone on a long journey. My husband ain't here. Come on in here. He had taken a bag of money with him and will come home at the day appointed. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. That's why I tell y'all all the time, I ignore what a woman said. If a woman said I'm the ugliest, dirtiest dog she ever seen, I'm just gonna bark and move on. But if a woman say I'm the most handsome, angelic faced man she's ever seen, I'm gonna float on right away to my blessings. I don't care what she say, good or bad, because I'm not gonna let her flattering words or her non-flattering words move me one way or the other. If she can move you with her words that negative, she can move you with her words positive. You got to be immune to both. If not, you'll cut up one of these bras. But let's keep going. And with her flattering lips, she forced him. He goeth after her straightway as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stars, till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasted to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life. Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thine heart decline to her way. Decline, go down to her ways. Be less than you are to go down to her level. Decline to her ways. Go not astray in her paths, for she had cast down many wounded. Yea, many strong men have been slain by her. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. You will ruin everything that you are if you allow yourself to be consumed with your lust for one of these scallywags. Do you understand, man? Many peas didn't even sleep with their women. You know what I'm saying? The worst kind of pea to be was a pea with a tender swipe. You got that tender wood, man, you in trouble. Because you know what? You ain't going to make as much money as you could, because you're gonna always keep one or two of them bras at the house with you. So you can frolic around with them. You must understand that you must lead women with an iron fist. You don't care. I got a good man. Look how many suckers out here, man, got an old lady, man, pregnant, and she don't even know who the baby by. I got a good man. Man, let me tell you something. Man, your woman, man, will be confessing her love for you, bro, and be twice a week, be going in the office on break, letting her do their work, man, knock the knobs off of her. You understand me? I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what happens in the real world. And coming home to you and everything great. And you think you got the perfect wife. Well, she got the perfect wife because she able to be a wife to you and able to go be a scallywag with somebody else. She ain't have to give up the scallywag life. So she got a husband who takes care of her. And she got a dude that blows her back out and don't give a damn about her. And that's what she want. All right, let's keep going, man. We can keep going. We're going to stay in 7. We're going to go to 18 through 27. Riches and honor. Hold up. Let me go back. 18 to. Oh, I just read all that. I went all the way through. All right. The next one. We're going to go to Proverbs 9, 13 through 18. Peep game. A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing. She is simple and knoweth nothing. Nothing. Y'all ain't listen to me. She is simple and knoweth nothing. For she sitteth at the door of her house, on a seat in the high places of the city, to call passengers who go right on their ways. Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither. And as for him that wanted understanding, she said to him, stolen waters are sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But he knoweth not that the dead are there, and that her guests are in the depths of hell. Let me tell you something, bro. Do not allow these beguiling women to pull you away from your purpose. Listen, what were they doing? She was sitting at the door of her house on a seat in the high places of the city to call passengers who go right on their ways. They're going right on their ways. They're going right on their ways. They're going the way they're supposed to be going. They're on their way, going in the right direction, and she's trying to stop them and pull them off their purpose. Don't let a woman pull you off your purpose. A woman going to be in your life, she got to contribute to the process of your progress. What I tell you, if she ain't contributing to the process of your progress, she's sending you in the wrong way, man. Listen, man, if she ain't part of your progression, she a part of your regression. You understand me? So you better have discretion. That's just what it is, bro. I'm telling you, man, a woman will pull you away from your purpose. And that should make you nervous. You understand me? It really should. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. Like I said, I don't want to keep y'all in here all night, man. All day, rather. Let's go to Proverbs 12:4. Well, you know what? I'm going to throw y'all an extra one in. Let's go to 11:16. A gracious woman retaineth honor, and strong men retain riches. We killed two birds, one stone right there. A gracious woman retaineth honor, which means she ain't trying to trade her body for your money. And a strong man retaineth riches, which means you ain't tricking off your bread for some scallywag. See what I'm saying? The type of woman you want in your life retaineth honor. She's an honorable woman. She ain't walking around with her body showing everywhere she go. She ain't walking around. The best thing she could do is show somebody her butt. You know how many women I've met, and I know y'all meet them too. The best thing they can do is show they butt. They don't care about nothing else. Man, they'll get fat to have a bigger butt. It don't register with them that they belly getting bigger and they thighs getting bigger. They don't care as long as they butt getting bigger. I avoid women who have their brains in their butt. If your brain is in your butt, you're an idiot. I can't do nothing with a woman like that. I played with a few, but that's all I can do. Man, listen, have a conversation with a woman who prioritizes her butt. It's the most frustrating thing you'll ever do because she doesn't have the sense that God gave a box of crayons. You understand me? It's bad, bro. It's so bad that you think she got to be faking. She can't be this dumb. Ain't no way. She just can't be this intellectually challenged. She can't be this unintelligent, but she is. Why? Because her brain is in her butt. Hence the term having a brain fart. All right, so let's get back into this thing. All right, so let's go ahead and go to Proverbs 12:4. Proverbs 12:4 says this: a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is rottenness in his bones. How many men you know that are shamed by their wives' actions? How many men you know are ashamed by their wife's body? A woman should do everything in her power to stay beautiful for you as long as she can, because that's all she has to offer you. It's her physical beauty. Even when it comes to making children, that's physical for her. Carrying your child is a physical experience for her. It changes her physically, drains her physically, and occupies her entire physical focus. She can still work, but she can't do nothing physically. The longer she go being pregnant, she can still use her brain. But she can't use her body for nothing after a while. So why don't she think she's supposed to maintain that? A woman got one time to do something embarrassing, man, and you got to cut her loose. It ain't about fixing it. You ain't got to fix it. Women, our number is 8-1. You got 8 chances to come across a woman that don't do that. Why waste time on that one? Why waste time on that one? It doesn't make sense. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. If a woman ain't listen, it didn't say a virtuous woman can just be virtuous by herself. It says a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. So if a woman is not a crown to her husband, she's not virtuous. She's still a girl. A virtuous woman is not a virtuous woman until she has a husband. Look at all of these women talking about they don't need no husband. They ain't trying to get married. Marriage don't mean that and all of that. All you can do with them is get paper. You can be a trick and get laid, or you can be a pimp and get paid. That's all you can do with modern women. Make your choice. You can't do both. You can't do both. You don't want to do both. You understand? You could be a trick and get laid, or you can be a P and get paid. Which one you gonna do? Now you may say, man, how you gonna get paid, man? If you build yourself to the best version of yourself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, you are the top tier man. Most women have not met a top tier man. Plenty of women have met men with money. Plenty of women have met men who are in shape. Plenty of men have met men who in control of their emotions, who super laid back, who don't get riled up by nothing no broad say. But very few women have met that man with all of those characteristics rolled up in one. That man is rare. Very rare. That's what we strive to be over here in the alpha sphere, the most alpha version of ourselves. It's not about being an alpha male. It's about being the most alpha version of yourself. What that means? That means elevating yourself in every area to the highest point you can go to. That way, when you look at every woman, you look out and you see what we found out in the beginning. She is beneath you. She is meant to be ruled over. She is meant to submit to you. You are meant to boss up over her. She was made to be a helpmeet to you. What can she add to your life? Not what do you bring to the table. I don't bring that to the table. I ain't got to bring that to the table. Ain't no table. But what are you bringing to the process of my progress? That's what God made you for. How you going to honor what God made you for? I'm doing what God put me here to do. How you going to do what God put you here to do? How you going to do that? That's what I want to know. Now, let's go to Proverbs 21 and 9. It is better to dwell in the corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. Now, what's a brawling woman? The woman that's combative and want to go against you all the time. Man, let me tell you something. There is no woman that has that energy that's worth having in your life. I don't care what she has. I don't care how fine she is. I don't care nothing, because that energy is going to make you less of a man. You're going to be a feminine man living with a masculine woman. You can't do it. It's better to dwell in the corner of the rooftop. You ain't even understand. It's better to go up on your roof and sleep in the corner than to dwell in the mansion that the roof covers with a brawling woman. I don't think men understand the depth of that. Guy be talking about, man, we fight sometime. Man, you ain't got no business fight with no woman. A woman ain't got no business fighting you. It's better to dwell in the corner of the rooftop than with a woman you got to fight with. Whenever I hear a man say that, man, we going to fight in a relationship. No, you not. I ain't finna fight in now. What I look like? She going to do what I tell her to do, or she going to be gone. If she can't do what I tell her to do, I don't want her anyway. I don't care what she said. Well, ain't no man going to tell me what to do. Well, go find your man that ain't going to tell you what to do, baby, because you're going to be with me. I'm going to tell you what to do, and you're going to do it. The day you stop doing it, the day I find me another something else to focus on and pursue it, I'm gone. That's it. Yeah, man, I ain't got time to play around with no woman. I got the word behind me. You understand me? I ain't got to compromise the word. God say, boy, you compromise the word, I'm going to whoop your butt. What I'm going to do? I'm going to go against God for the woman. I'm going to compromise the word because the woman, I ain't going to never do it. Never compromise this word for the Most High, for that the Most High tell you to honor for a woman, dog. You ain't going to compromise it for yourself. Why compromise it for the broad? Who is she? Who is she that you should compromise this for her, man? 19. 21:19. Going to reiterate the same thing another way. Peep game. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and an angry woman. Now, I want you to think, that's two different things. A brawling woman is a woman that likes to fight. Literally fight. Brawling is fighting. So you might say, well, what if she don't like to fight? She just run her mouth. God knew you were going to say that. Here you go. 11 verses later. 12 verses later, rather. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. What's a contentious woman? A woman that like to contend with you all the time. A woman that always wants to challenge what you say. A woman that always wants to have an opinion on everything. A woman that always wants to have it her way. You understand? That's a contentious woman. What is an angry woman? We know what an angry woman is. A woman that's always in her feelings about something. Always complaining about something. Always fussing about something. Always unhappy about something. Always, man, you ain't got no business dealing with a woman like that. If a woman ain't happy with you, go let her be happy by herself. Don't worry about her happiness. If the woman ain't happy with you, then you ain't happy with her around. Get rid of her so you could be happy, man, and enjoy life. Get rid of that woman. Get rid of her. You living with a woman, man, you paying everything, man. The woman still got the audacity to run her mouth. No, man. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. All right, let's get into Proverbs 22:14. 22:14 says this. The mouth of a strange woman is a deep pit. He that is abhorred of the Lord shall fall therein. He that the Lord hates shall fall therein. How many times you done got caught up with a woman or how many people you know got caught up with a woman, either or, thought she was one thing, fell for and found out she was something else. You weren't pleasing God when that happened. You got caught up with her because you weren't pleasing God. God was angry with you. God didn't like you. God was mad with you, man. God hated you at that point. He took his armor of protection, shield of protection away from around you. Let you get caught up with the Jezebel, man. The Jezebel is very tempting, but you got caught up with her and you married her or you put a baby in her. Now you got that baby mama that's sleeping around town because that's who she was when you met her. She gave it up the first day you was with her. What you doing? What you doing? A virtuous woman making her husband proud. How you going to be proud of a woman that slept with you the first day? If you wife up that woman, you're going to always be thinking, man, she slept with people on the first day, man. Well, did I marry her 304? Yeah, man, I think I married the wrong woman. You did marry the wrong woman. Only a low-level woman, only a harlot, only a Jezebel will sleep with a man on the first day. It don't matter how much she wants you. Only a woman who is like will sleep with you on the first day, man. A woman who values herself, man, and honors herself. A woman who retains her honor. She ain't gonna put herself in a situation where she gonna sleep with you on the first day. That woman finna come to your crib on the first day, man. She ain't finna come to your crib. You ain't finna come to hers. It ain't gonna happen. In this dating world is what I'm saying. But in this dating world, you ain't hardly gonna find that. So that's why you got to go back to a time. You got to find the environment where the woman's still at home with her parents. She still live at her parents' house, and you got to go there and you got to pay a dowry to get her. I'm telling you, if you ain't gonna do that, you're in bad shape. All right, let's go to Proverbs 23. I'm gonna go to Proverbs 23, 27, verse 27, 28. For a whore is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. She also lieth in wait as for a prey, and increaseth the transgressors among men. Who hath woe? Who hath sorrow? Who hath contentions? Who hath babbling? Who hath redness? Who hath wounds without cause? Who hath redness of eyes? They that tarry long at the wine. They that go to seek mixed wine. Look not upon the wine when it is red, when it giveth his color in the cup, when it moveth itself aright. At the last it bite like a serpent, and stingeth like an adder. Thine eyes shall behold strange women, and thine heart shall utter perverse things. Let me tell you something. When you go to ATL, what's a stranger woman than a woman that look like a woman, but is really a dude? You find me a man who crossed that line, I bet he was drunk. Now, unless that's just his thing. When I say cross the line, I mean a man who don't get down like that. Find me a man who crossed that line, I bet he was drunk. I bet he was drunk. Your heart will utter perverse things. When you drunk, man, your heart ain't thinking about the Most High. It ain't thinking about spiritual students. It ain't thinking about living righteous. It ain't thinking about none of that. When you drunk, your heart ain't thinking nothing. You know what's going on when you drunk? Your five senses take over. Your five senses take over. A drunk man eat more than he ever eat, or more than he normally eats. A drunk man sleeps more than he normally sleeps. A drunk man talks more than he normally talks. And a drunk man liable to sleep with somebody he wouldn't normally sleep with. You understand me? So stay away from it. Give it to those who have a heavy heart. Those who are ready to perish. We'll talk about that later. We'll get into that later. The last one, we're going to get into that. So think about it, man. A strange woman's a narrow pit. She increased the transgressors among men. So anybody that's promoting you that you should be paying these women, they're telling you to pay whores, man. That's what they're telling you. That man works for Satan. He ain't on the side of the Most High. You must avoid those women, dog. You have to avoid them unless you want to get caught up in their foolishness. If you are constantly around here dealing with these type of women, it's gonna detract from your manhood. You're not gonna be the man you were. Everything you stand for is gonna change. Everything you talk about is gonna change. The way you live is gonna change. You're gonna change. It's gonna make you weak. It's gonna make you flip-flop on yourself. You're gonna go against your former self because you have become someone else because you're dealing with them low-level bras. You understand me? That's what's gonna happen. All right. Let's go to Proverbs 25, verse 24. Again, it is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman and in a wide house. Had to repeat it again for clarity. If she won't give you shut up in this and obedience, you must disappear on that brow with expedience. A woman who doesn't give you shut up in this and obedience is toxic. What's wrong with you that you just gotta have that toxic woman? What's going on in your brain that you just gotta have her? She just gotta be the one for you. Come on, man. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. All right. Let's go to Proverb 27:15. 27:15 says, a continual dropping in a very rainy day and a contentious woman are alike. Whoever hideth her, hideth the wind, and the ointment of his right hand, which bewrayeth itself. Listen, when a woman is contentious like that, if you're trying to make that woman yours, you trying to act like she ain't that put in a position she don't deserve, it's like trying to hide the wind. You can't change that woman. You can't make her be something else. You can't make her become something else so you can hide the fact that she is who she is. She gonna be who she is. Stop trying to change a wayward woman. You had these fools out here talking about, man, you need to get a woman and fix her. You need to come in and heal her. I ain't healing nothing. I ain't healing nothing. Yeah, my name's Doc BOA, but they ain't to heal no broad. I can tell you that much. I'm in here for the healing. I'm in here for the spiritual healing of my brothers. I ain't finna heal no broad emotionally, man. I ain't finna do that. I ain't finna destroy myself like that. How you gonna hide the wind? How you gonna hide the wind? That's like trying to drink the ocean. How you gonna drink the ocean? Come on, bruh. It don't make sense. All right, let's go to Proverbs 30, verse 20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. That is the way of the adulterous woman. A woman will do something and really convince herself and really believe that she did nothing wrong. She ain't just saying it. She's saying it because she believe it. She'll convince. Think about when you've heard these stories about a woman cheating on her husband. What's her excuse? Well, you always gone, always at work. She believes that justifies her cheating. You don't spend no time with me. You always working all the time. That is why you cannot let a woman just stay at home and do nothing. That is also why you cannot let a woman go, man, if a woman finna be with me, dog, she gonna dedicate herself to the process of my progress. If she gonna go to work for somebody else, she gonna give me every dollar that come in that house. I ain't saying she can't, but every dollar gotta come through me. Something gotta make up for the fact that she got a career going work for somebody else. If she's going to work for somebody else, she got to bring every dollar to me. If she can't do that, she can stay with her by herself, man, struggle by herself, or go find her another man. I don't care. She can do whatever she want to do, bro, to be honest with you. Man, I've been had that thing up there all that time. All right, get this super chat right here, man. Kendrick Michael, appreciate the dime. I stopped dealing with a broad 2 years ago, despite really liking her, thanks to your guidance, saved my life. Bro, that's the toughest thing to do, man. When you really like a woman, man, it's tough to let her go, man. It really is tough to let her go because you have adjusted your life. This is what I want you men to understand. If you don't make a woman come in and start directly applying herself to the process of your progress, you start adjusting your life to make her fit in. A broad who ain't bringing no paper or bringing no skills, dog, she don't fit into your life. You got to make a space for her to fit. Think about it. If you're a man and you on your grind, you on your mission, you ain't got no space for a wayward woman or a lazy woman or a woman with no guidance or a woman who want to do her own thing to fit in your life. Everything in your life is conducive to the growth of your process, right? So if you bring a woman in who do her own thing or she got this, man, how you going to benefit from that? You're going to have to start spending time doing things that you ain't got time to spend because all your time go to your grind. You understand me? So it's a tough thing, but once you do it, you realize the benefit of having done it. MR, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the dub. The word is the truth. It applies to each and every aspect of life. Salute, Doc. Man, it does, bro. Every aspect of life. But guys want to leave it out of this part. They want to leave it out of this part. All right. All right, now let's get into the coup d'etat. Proverbs 31. All right, we're going to start Proverbs 31 and 3. Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyed kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel. It is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes strong drink, lest they drink and forget the law, and pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted. Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish, and wine unto those that be of heavy hearts. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more. There we go. So, If you're the upper level man, you ain't got no business pouring that liquor in your stomach. You ain't got no business pouring that wine in your gut. See, we can say what we want to say. Yes, you can find some other reason or make up some excuse in the word somewhere where it's okay to do it. Do that if that's what you want to do. Do that if that's what you want to do. But what I'm telling you is real. Now, let's get into, but first, let's give not thy strength unto women. What's that strength? Your masculinity. When you put a woman in a position of power in your life, you just gave her your strength. When you let a woman lead you, you just gave her your strength. When you let a woman control you, you just gave her your strength. When you move in with a woman in her space, man, you done gave her your strength. You've gave her everything. Do not give your strength to women. All right. Proverbs 31, 10 through 12. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. So let me tell you something. You got these guys out here bragging on their wife, man. They may have had another woman. And then the woman said, well, I'm going to cheat on you too. She didn't do you good all the days of your life. She didn't do it. A virtuous woman is virtuous because she's virtuous. She don't let nobody actions flip her into being somebody else. She don't let nothing emotional flip her into doing something else. She is the rare woman who feareth the Lord. I don't care about a woman going to church. I don't care about a woman doing none of that. If she fears the Lord, she lives her life a certain way, and she is the only woman that fits into the life of the man who fears the Lord. If you meet a woman and you got to tell her, baby, don't eat that, don't do this, don't drink this, don't go here. What you did, you just told a woman the role that you want her to play in your life. And so she's going to become an Oscar-nominated actress, sometime an Oscar-winning actress, because you have told her the role. She should already be living the life when you meet her. You can't change a woman into being a godly woman. Nobody could change you, right? You became that because God called you to it. You became it because you wanted to become it. Now, you may have went and sought the information, but if you meet a woman and she ain't seeking the information, she's just going to make the adjustment for you. You don't want her to make the adjustment for you. Now, when they come to that, you want her to make the adjustment for the Most High in her life before you get there. Now, if a woman going to be around you, then she can play the part. She can play the role. That's the least she can do if she's going to be around you. But we talking about the woman you're going to wife up and put her in a wife position, dog. She has to be virtuous. She has to be virtuous. Now, let's get into 30 and 31. Favorite, let's go to 29. Matter of fact, let's start at 25. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She opened her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of our household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. You know what the bread of idleness is? Go to a woman's house and it ain't clean. Go to a woman's house and laundry ain't done. Go to a woman's house and ain't no food cooked. Go to a woman's house, there's dishes in the sink. She eateth the bread of idleness. Now, you may say, well, I go to work and blah, blah, blah. I want y'all to read. You know what? Let's go back and read this whole chapter and look at all of the things that this woman does. So next time a woman tell you, well, I work, I shouldn't have to come home and do this. Let's look at all of the things this woman does and still take care of her household, still take care of her house. Now, a woman wants you to pay all the bills, and just because she works, she don't want to do nothing. Peep game. Now, we already said the heart of, let's start back. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar. She rides it all, which means she ain't got no problem going to the grocery store or the market. She rides it also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household and a portion to her maidens. Man, y'all put a one in the chat if you remember when you were growing up and you at your grandma's house. And every morning, it don't matter how early you woke up, your grandma was already up and breakfast was already being cooked. Man, listen, boy, even if you tried to wake up, you say, I'm going to wake up extra early. I'm going to go to bed extra early, so I wake up extra early. You wake up 30 minutes earlier than you normally do. That woman already up and breakfast already being cooked. every to her maidens. She considereth the field and buyeth it with the fruit of her hands to her maidens. She considereth the field and buyeth it with the fruit of her hands. She planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength and strengtheneth her arms. Which means she ain't sitting around all fluffy around the midsection and the arms. That means the woman in shape. And I ain't talking about in shape, just going to the gym and then going home being lazy. I'm talking about the woman is in shape. A woman who is not in shape is not virtuous at all. I say again, a woman who is not in shape is not virtuous. Because what does the virtuous woman do? What does she do? She girdeth her loins with strength and strengtheneth her arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her counter goeth not out by night. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands holdeth the staff. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor. She reacheth forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. Now, my wife, her husband is known within the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. Let's get back into it. She maketh fine linen and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. Strength and honor are her clothing. She shall rejoice in time to come. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and her tongue is the law of kindness. She looked well to the way of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. She looketh well to the way of her household, which means her household is running like a well-oiled machine. And eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children arise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praiseth her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. Enough said. That is the woman that's worthy of being your wife. If you can't find that woman, you ain't found no wife. Every time somebody marries some strag somewhere, these people talking about, well, he who found a wife found it a good thing. No, he who married a strag found it a bad thing. He who findeth a wife, this is the only book in this entire Bible that fully defines wife, that fully assigns the responsibilities of wife to the virtuous woman. So if your woman ain't virtuous, I don't know what you're doing, dog. And this concludes 15 Bible verses that prove that the Most High not only supports, but created the principles that we apply to the square world. That we apply to the square world. You understand me? Saw my boy DJ Fresh up here. DJ Fresh, salute to you, brother. Salute. Appreciate you, man. Fresh say, appreciate the... this is Michael Kendrick. Did I already get this? Yeah, I already got Michael Kendrick. All right. I think I saw Fresh in here a little bit earlier. There you go. Fresh, salute to you, brother. Appreciate it. DJ Fresh, man, appreciate the dub. He said, if she ain't on my time, it's goodbye time. Play ball, man. It is. It is, man. Listen. There's only one time frame that work in my life, man, and that's the one that I set. If she can't meet it, man, if she can't meet it and greet it, man, then she been defeated already. She got to go. She got to go. So, man, I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. It's been super real, man. You know, I had to come in here and do this one for y'all, man. This for my diehards, man. I wasn't looking for I knew who was going to be in here. I knew my diehards was going to show up, man. So, listen, I appreciate y'all, man. I may change the title to get a little bit more traction, but y'all know what it was. And when he come in and get it, you're going to get that real, man. So listen, y'all put God first, keep grinding and growing, my brothers. Matter of fact, man, let's leave out here to a little something, man. I'm feeling kind of froggish, man. So let me jump into this. Tell, you're a fool for this one, man.
This heat got Teflon on it.
Alpha music, baby.
My overwhelmed. Hey, little step current, hey. I'm strictly about getting my bread. I no longer dodge your face. I got a business to raise my head. Every time I touch the paper, I fall to my knees, pray for the well-being of my haters. Ooh, now fuck that, you know I'm loving. I like to see the past suffering because I made some nothing. Yeah, more money, more